What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel for episode 16 of the weekly handheld gaming news. And there's quite a few things to go through this week, and we have some more information about the upcoming Legion Go 2. There's been some leaks around that in the past 24 48 hours, and of course we've got the GeForce NOW games for this week, among other things. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so I had done a dedicated video about this one earlier in the week, but I did find it interesting one to throw it in this week's kind of roundup news, and that's the Abxylute handheld here. This is a Lunar Lake-based 3D handheld that's going to launch for $1,700 USD in October. And the thing here is, it's basically got the performance and the specs of an MSI Claw 8 AI Plus with the Intel Core Ultra 200 series chip in there. But this is 11-inch, and it's got stereoscopic or glasses-free 3D. So you might be thinking something like the 3DS. It has two detachable controllers, double trackpads, this keyboard, and all of that. Now, they haven't announced what comes with this thing yet, so it would be really cool if it came with the keyboard as well, because it has the stand and everything. This isn't something I would be interested in necessarily, but this is kind of getting into that kind of replacement for a laptop if it did well enough for someone and the way you could prop it up and use it that way. But being 11-inch, you know, you could get away with that. The controllers are absolutely massive, though, because of the size of the device and them being detachable here. But I found it to be interesting. I thought I would just mention again. I do have a much longer video talking about this thing if you want to go check that out. But yeah, the Abxylute 11-inch Lunar Lake 3D glasses-free 3D handheld for $1,700 coming in October. All right, so we're still waiting for actual official pricing from Microsoft when it comes to the Xbox Ally devices and pre-orders. There's stuff up for Best Buy and other places already, but they just say notify me or whatever. There hasn't really been a price and no pre-order information yet. Microsoft did address that and say that they're waiting for some things to get figured out, and as they get a little bit closer through September to October, to announce and open up pre-orders. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. But something else they did acknowledge, and they have talked about before, so we kind of knew this already, is that the Legion Go and MSI Claw are confirmed to get the same Xbox upgrades as the ROG Xbox Ally devices. So basically, the Legion Go and MSI Claw, this would give them the ability to run that new Xbox full screen experience. Now, I don't know when exactly we would expect that. I think Microsoft was more talking into next year, but it's nice to get some confirmation stuff from them anyway, especially to be able to have that on the Claw 8 AI Plus. I already really enjoy that device, so them bringing that there specifically or confirming that is pretty nice. We'll have to see what they do about the Legion Go and some of the other devices. But yeah, that's what we can expect from them for that, and I'll be keeping an eye out for pre-orders when it comes to the actual Xbox Ally devices. All right, so there's been a couple of articles coming out, actually a lot of articles coming out today already from the rumors coming out of Moore's Law is dead again, and this is once again talking about the PlayStation 6 handheld device or the PlayStation handheld, and again, a lot of places have been covering this and talking about it, but again, these are obviously rumors and just coming from the other YouTube channel, so take everything with a grain of salt. But I always find it interesting to follow this because I do believe Sony is working on a dedicated console-like handheld, and I think has a lot of potential to do really well. So I kind of like to pay attention to the different rumors and leaks that come out about it, because I think within the next couple of years we'll probably see this. But it says a reliable leaker claims that there will be a PlayStation 6 handheld with one of my favorite Nintendo Switch 2 features. And then basically what they're getting into here is that it would be a more dockable device, giving you better performance when docked. So that would be interesting. But anyways, it says Sony's working on a handheld version of the PlayStation 6, and it sounds a lot like a Nintendo Switch 2. This information comes from the YouTube channel Moore's Law is Dead, which has previously accurately detailed PlayStation hardware ahead of its official reveal. The handheld will allegedly be powered by an AMD System on a Chip SoC, codenamed Canis or however they want to say that one. The leaker claims the Canis will feature 4 Zen 6 C cores and 2 Zen 6 low power cores for running system tasks, and then apparently paired with up to 16 times compute unit RDNA 5 GPU. So this would be interesting, and it talks about having different frequencies when docked and undocked, and maybe supporting higher resolution. So I wouldn't really be that surprised to see Sony do something more where it comes down to they really are coming out with something more Switch-like. I still think they'd probably have their main console, and this would probably be, you know, not as powerful, you know, maybe more PS5 level, and then we have the PS6 or something like that. But yeah, we'll have to see what they do with that. It's definitely something I like to kind of follow and see what's going to happen with it, because I do think we're going to see something from Sony here in the next couple of years when it comes to a dedicated handheld. The space is just growing a lot, and there's no way they're not paying attention to that, especially when we had handhelds from them before. All right, so everybody's been waiting for more information when it comes to the Legion Go 2, and I've been saying wait for September 5th, and it does look like it's pretty much confirmed for September 5th, next Friday. IFA 2025 is when Lenovo will unveil the Legion Go 2, and I think we'll get all the information too. I think we're going to get the pricing and the release date and the pre-orders and all of that, but we'll see what they really do announce, but definitely looking for September 5th, and I'll be talking about whatever happens at that event, and maybe they'll even have pre-orders ready pretty soon, which would be nice as well. But this all comes from leaker Evan Blass over on X, and this is what everybody's articles are based off of, and he's got the actual trailer over here for the reveal apparently, and we've got a lot of pictures and stuff here as well, and I'll put all that up on the screen. But yeah, it's just a lot more refined Lenovo Legion Go, and everybody's been waiting on a ton more information for this and what it's going to look like, the final build, and that type of thing. So it's pretty exciting. We are getting pretty close. I don't love leaks and stuff like this. I'd rather just we all get the information kind of when it happens, but you know, that's the world we live in these days, so that's kind of how it goes. But yeah, I'm very interested to see this. Now, I've also heard $9.99 USD for the price, which would be interesting. I've been saying 1100 to 1200, especially with the OLED screen and all of that. But if they do pull off $9.99 while still very expensive and more expensive than the original Legion Go at launch, I think it would be a little easier to swallow that way than say 1200, and it would be a little bit more competitive with the upcoming Xbox Legion, the Xbox Ally devices, Ally X at $899 if that's what it does come in at for that one. So 900 for that and 1000 for this. That would be very interesting. Only $100 difference between the two. So yeah, looks like next week, September 5th. Keep an eye out for a lot more information when it comes to the Legion Go 2. All right, and of course, we have the GeForce Now games added for this week. We have 7 titles, plus Path of Exile 2 has a free-to-play event August 29th to September 1st, so GeForce Now supports that as well if you want to be able to check that out. Now, the first title we have is both for Steam and Xbox's PC Game Pass, and it's the title I've been playing a lot the past couple of days with Gears of War Reloaded. Now, they've already redone this game before in 2015 with the Ultimate Edition. Now they've taken it a little farther and done some more work with it. It's nothing groundbreaking, but it's decent enough, and I always like to kind of play through this game when it kind of gets these remasters and stuff like that. I would really prefer to see, though, Gears of War 2 and 3 soon, or the whole collection, and 2 and 3 is the ones I really enjoyed, like multiplayer on the most and that type of thing, so we'll see what they do with that. Hopefully this is kind of it for Gears of War for now, and we can see some more with 2, 3, Judgment, that type of thing as we get up to E-Day for the new Gears coming. All right, our second game is Chip and Claws versus the Brainioids. I've never heard of this. This kind of came out of nowhere. It's a new release over on Steam. It's an action strategy game where you gather brainium, build a base, and command your army of bots and that type of thing. So, yeah, it looks kind of interesting. Again, I haven't heard of it, so glad to see it here. There's also a friend pass that you can get. So if you want to get in with a friend, Steam has the friend pass for that as well. Our third game is over on Epic with Make Way. This originally came out in 2023, and it's available August 28th, 2025 here on Epic. Speed around loops, dart through train crossings, drift around helter-skelters, and unleash wacky weaponry in this modern take on classic top-down multiplayer racing games. The twist is that you build the tracks in Make Way. So this is available on Epic and GeForce Now. Next up, we have Among Us 3D from Steam being added to GeForce Now. This originally came out May 6, 2025 on Steam. It's only a few months old, and it's not too surprising to see it make its way over to GFN. But yeah, Teamwork and Betrayals in space. This is a PC and VR party game. Crewmates work together to complete tasks before one or more imposters kill everyone aboard. And this kind of jumped off and came from, of course, the original Among Us. Next up, another Steam release that originally came out August 1st, 2025. This is only about 3-4 weeks old here with Gatekeeper. This is a fast-paced roguelike. Go on a quest to chase down chaos and reclaim the stolen heart of time, fighting your way through relentless enemy forces. Play solo or in 4-player co-op and become the next Gatekeeper. There's been a lot of like roguelike type games coming out, so I've been trying to kind of look at them, and I hadn't heard of Gatekeeper either, so I'll have to take a look at this one. Next up, also over on Steam, is Knightica. This is August 21st, 2025, a pretty new release here. Recruit powerful units, place them strategically, and find the best synergies in this rogue-like auto battler. Knightica lets you guide a warband through many challenges to free the kingdoms, discover optimal combinations, weed powerful enchants, face dangerous monsters, and lead your army to victory. So once again, another roguelike. Like I said, there's been a lot of these kind of coming out, and I've been trying to check out a lot of them. This one I'm not so sure about. Gatekeeper, though, looks interesting to me, but let me know what you guys think. And our seventh and final game for this week is No Sleep for Konami. Date, I hadn't heard of this one either. It came out July 25th, 2025, here about a month old for Steam. Iris has been abducted by aliens, finding herself on board a mysterious UFO and tasked with completing a bizarre escape game. Iris knows there's one person who she can always count on for help. So that's the seventh and final game added to GeForce Now for this week. There's a couple of good ones in here, but again, for me, it's really been about Gears of War Reloaded for this week and kind of playing through that again, and it's been running great on GeForce Now. All right, guys, that'll do it for this week. So we knew that operating system experience would come to more devices from Microsoft. It's nice to see that confirmed. I'll continue to follow the PlayStation handheld stuff because that's really interesting to me, and I'd really like to see Sony do something like that. And I'm excited to see the Legion Go 2 stuff, hopefully a week from now, September 5th, from Lenovo, and finally get all the rest of that information. So anyways, guys, thanks a lot for coming and check out the video. As always, I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.